Today's video is about a lost technology of a lost civilization. The Tartarians, the dragon versus the Phoenicians, the eagle, was a war that played out and has been eradicated from history. The Tartarians were those that were giants. Most of the beautiful architect that you see around the world that can be found in many Renaissance countries, but also surprisingly in America. Many of these buildings were said to be built within the last 200 years, and yet they look and appear to be thousands of years old. Many world fairs in America were set to show buildings and then to destroy them, suggesting that they were built only a few years before being destroyed, and yet it is clear they were much older. The Tartarian buildings and architect, named after arc of an electric circuit, were buildings that tapped into the ether using advanced and sophisticated electromagnetic technology. The Phoenicians, with their empire, electric magnetic power, set upon destroying this system and replacing it by the system that we see today. One that is dependent on energy sources that only create debt. There is plenty of evidence of just how advanced and how free civilization was, and the energy sources, the technologically advanced energy sources that we used. Not only was it electromagnetic architecture, but it was also technology and buildings that used advancements in sound and water combined. The canal systems, the star forts, all the water grids were all lined up with generators and antennae from many churches and cathedrals. Sound technology was used by the organs. If you've seen some of the more fabulous organs of Renaissance cathedrals, these were sophisticated sources of sound technology. The cymatics that you can see in the windows of churches and cathedrals, the patterns, the sophisticated natural patterns of frequency and sound can be seen. These were utilised and used along with the bells to create sound energy. You can also see how many things in history have been altered. I genuinely believe that there is plenty of evidence of the old world being mined and quarried. The rice fields of China appear to be old quarries, but where nature has taken over. There is a lot of evidence that this world has been ruined by these entities. What is the reasoning to the places like the Grand Canyon? There has been recent research by people like Graham Hancock and Randall Carlson to suggest meteorites hit Canada and the force of the water and the effect carved out a lot of the Grand Canyon, but it could be equally plausible to suggest that this is just completely mined out land. We can see now, today, with the Amazon rainforest, we can see more trouble and war in the most already unhospitable places. And this has been going on throughout history. Places like Egypt are now seeing snow. These places, like the Sphinx and the pyramids, show evidence of being surrounded by water only a few thousand years ago. There seems to be a distortion, not only of history, but of the human race. There is a lot of evidence, mud fossil evidence, mud floods, resets, to suggest that we are continuously being used and then discarded. For what reasons? Energy resources? Who knows? But there seems to be a 200-year reset and a longer 400-year reset, in which the same repeated patterns happen time and time again. Towards the end of each reset, we see everything on show. All the truth is shown. With Elon Musk's Starlink, before realising, only a couple of days before that it came out to the news, I myself looked into the sky at night and thought there were stars moving in a sophisticated pattern. They looked like stars, but they weren't. They were Starlink. On a morning now, you can see the moon radiating with its own luminous light. What is to suggest that in previous resets, certain things are put there ready for future generations of human beings. We see the orphan trains. We see just how easy it is to create human beings. We see all the dams and all the tunnels that are being created, such as in Switzerland and the Gotha Tunnel. A new reset appears and all this knowledge is forgotten. Time is changed. There are many researchers like autodidactic that suggest 1,000 years was added. The almost dark ages where nothing happened, where 1066, for example, was really 66 with added J's or I's. We've had a lot of things distorted. The measurement system has been distorted in this current reset, where you have imperial and metric systems. One system being connected to the megalithic system that has been used by more civilized human races, which connects the stars and the sky with pendulum measurements connected to our Earth realm. These megalithic units were used not only in Stonehenge and bigger henges in England and Ireland, but also a majority of Egyptian pyramids used the megalithic yard as well. Many of the imperial measurements, such as pounds, there's also litres, can all be connected back to these ancient measurements, i.e. a megalithic cube filled with water measures as litres, and barley seeds measures as pounds. We are still seeing distortions today with the knowledge that has been given us. MIT, transmit. But we shall hopefully wake up to this, and it's not too late. And that's it for now.